This is the Firestorm Show with your host, Philip Pelto.
What's up, Firestormers, future Firestormers? Welcome to the Firestorm Show. Excited to have our guest today, Connell. He is the principal of One Brick Planning. And so welcome. Thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Phil. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's your weekend?
It was great.
Yeah.
Another busy weekend.
Yeah.
We got wrapping up with taxes tomorrow, so big planning month.
Nice. That's awesome, man. So you're in the financial planning biz. You want to tell us a little bit more about what you do and kind of why you're passionate about that?
Yeah. A couple years ago, I worked at Fidelity Investments, big corporate shop, and I thought the planning really was not focused towards Gen Xers and Gen Y clients. Some of the needs that they were going through, whether it be student loans or punting on really basic tax questions that a financial professional should be answering for their clients, and that was kind of a main kind of push out the door, if you will, to launching One Brick, which I've been doing for the last 2 years, and also the investment process too, and educating clients on things that they're not aware of, and thinking from a differentiated perspective in the space.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. So, and I think you touched on it a little bit, but, there's obviously a lot of noise in the space and a lot of people, trying to do what you're doing. What are some of the other things that you do to differentiate yourself and set yourself apart?
Yeah, I think the big problem in our industry is it's just littered with salespeople. And I think, that's a dirty word for a lot of clients that are trying to find a trusted advisor that's going to help navigate their financial process. And I think the big thing that I found just kind of working at these other companies is that very product centric, very not as much of a consultative approach to things. And the one big thing that people are paying me for is the advice I'm giving them, not a product that I'm going to make a commission off of. So that's the big thing, acting in a fiduciary capacity, and really not just focusing on the financial planning aspect, but building a superstar financial team around the client, helping them navigate every kind of part of their financial life. So.
Yeah, that's huge. And then, I think it's a super important thing to have, have all those other resources available to you as well. So, you've been doing this a couple of years and on your own and previous to that, longer, obviously we're a networking organization. Like, how has that relationship building and, networking acumen served you, or has it served you in your business?
Yeah, I think the thing you're always looking for is advocates and power partners for your business. And I think the real thing that people struggle with on the networking front is they try quantity over quality. And I think the biggest thing is if you can find 5 to 10 super advocates for the business. I think that's so vital and so huge. I should be able to tell your story, Phil, just like you can tell mine. Mm-hmm. And that's I think the definition of a really good power relationship, is the fact that we understand not only each other but also have a deep understanding of each other's businesses. So.
Yeah, totally. That's super huge. So you've been at this for a little while. I mean, do you have any advice for people that are just getting started in it and how to get going with that relationship building aspect?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just providing value for people from an information perspective. When you're smaller, you don't have a large corporate marketing budget. You're not going to drive down, I-25 and see, a big tall building with my logo on it. So it really does come down to, trust, focusing on financial advocacy for the client, and really just being a trusted resource. If people trust you and feel that they can approach you and ask you questions, that usually leads to another conversation, which leads to business getting done. So that's what I found to be successful.
Well, we're super pumped to have you in Firestorm and super pumped to have you on the show here. And I think that pretty much wraps it up, unless you have any closing thoughts that you want to leave people with.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with whatever people are doing as far as the networking is concerned, like I said, just emphasize really focusing on the quality over quantity aspect of things and building out your network. And you can't help but be successful and get some good referrals to your business. So
sweet. Well, thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
And Firestormers, thanks for joining us again. Hopefully we will see you back on the next episode of the Firestorm Show. Cheers.